I moved to Australia precisely on the 31st of March 2025, and prior to that, I was staying in Saudi Arabia. As at the time of shooting this video, I'm nearly 5 months in Australia, and this video, as you had seen the title and thumbnail, just gave me a shock in knowing how different countries can be. And both countries are quite good based on my personal experience. They are relatively safe countries to be. But then in my entire stay in Saudi Arabia, I didn't experience what I experienced here. And that's, I was being charged for a crime that I didn't commit. That's strange. And it happened in Australia. Don't be quick to judge because everything makes sense eventually. I am not complaining. I'm sharing this with you to just understand the peculiarities of different countries. And then this is not a video of regret. It's not a video of rant, as you'll see eventually down the video. The whole point is to make us quite careful, especially when we move from one place to another. We also have our part to play in making sure that we're safe too. From my experience in Saudi Arabia, the crime rate is extremely low. Where I was working, most times I close by midnight and I can walk home, which is about 35 to 40 minutes walk from my place of work to where I stay then. And imagine leaving work every day in the midnight and you're not scared of being mugged or robbed or anything because that's how safe the country is. You can afford to even leave your door open. No one will break in. That's where I stayed. It was quite safe. In fact, one thing that even made me shocked about Saudi Arabia is one time I took a boat and the driver wanted to get something. He just left me in the car with the engine running and went to get whatsoever it was. It took a couple of minutes. I was like, oh, this guy is so sure that nothing is going to happen to his car that he took a stranger and left him with the engine running. You can't try this in many other countries. Yeah, I know that my details are linked to my phone number and everything. It's easy to trace me, but still, many countries, you can't really try that. Australia is a safe country, but then the crime rates committed in Australia are higher compared to that of Saudi Arabia, but still relatively low compared to other Western countries now. Yeah, so it's a safe place to be, and I appreciate the fact that I'm here. I've been able to come here. But then this happened one time in June. I got a letter. I actually got 2 letters in my mailbox, and it came from the city of Melbourne. It's like their council, stating that I had committed 2 different traffic offenses. And usually what happens here is that if you commit a traffic offense or a traffic violation, the council sends you a ticket which you're supposed to pay within a time frame. If you don't pay it, they will now increase the amount that you're supposed to pay because you didn't pay the initial one. Understand that you can appeal these things. So they'll put the ticket on the windshield. Usually, most of the time, it's parking offenses and the rest. They'll put it on your windshield. You see it. Obviously, you're going to see it. And then you pay or you appeal. If you don't respond within a time frame, the money you're supposed to pay would increase. And then if you don't pay within that time again, that's how it goes. And if you ignore them, you could go to court and face way more strict penalties for what you did. So this fateful day, as I got the 2 letters from the city of Melbourne, they told me that I had committed 2 traffic violations in Melbourne. Usually there are photo evidence. They will link you to the site that you can go to see everything, and there were photo evidence. I was surprised because since I got my car, I had never driven to Melbourne, and on those dates I was even walking here in Shepparton. Shepparton is like 2.5 hours away from Melbourne. I was just shocked because this wasn't possible at all. And then out of curiosity, I visited the site and went to look at the pictorial evidence, and I found out that it was the same make of car, the same color, and the same plate number. It's just that I know my car, and somehow I saw there were some differences. Like that one looked older and it had some dents like that. Then the plate number, there was some degree of variation in terms of the plastic covering the plate number. So what I did was to speak with a fellow Nigerian that has been here for a while to just ask about how to go about the thing, and he advised me on what to do. at first was to appeal it. I used their site to appeal the charges, and then I called them the following day, because I did that at night, and called them the following day to tell them what happened. And it was obvious what had happened was that someone had cloned my plate number, and they made sure they attached it to the same brand of car, so that even if they're being searched, it will not raise any flag like that. I got scared, because this means that someone had been moving around with my plate number. And if the person had not committed any crime, I wouldn't know that this thing was happening. They advised me to involve the police in it. And I did that. The police advised that I should just change my plate number and then do a new registration, cancel the previous registration of the plate number to my car. And then I went to a place we call Vic Roads. They are the ones in charge of all this traffic and car stuff in Victoria. The woman that even helped me to do it wasn't even surprised at all. She said that they've been having similar things. So what usually happens is that many of these people would get cars, and they will just try to move around to see cars that have similar make, colors, and the rest, and just clone the plate numbers. Because normally, when you want to register your plate number or register your driver's particulars, whatever the English is, when you want to register, legit, you must be in the country, either having a valid visa or a citizen or a permanent resident and the rest. So many of these people don't have such. So the best way to try to evade these things while moving around with cars is to clone the plate numbers. Some even go as far as stealing the plate numbers, but I think many wouldn't do that, because it would be obvious. The person that is steal the plate number from knows that his or her plate number is being stolen, I will go and report. But people like us that had been moving around not knowing that our plate numbers were being cloned are the most affected. So I canceled my registration, got a new plate number, and waited for the verdict from the city of Melbourne. A few days later, I now got 2 other mails in my mailbox, now from the city of Cornerstone. That's a different place altogether, stating that I had committed some traffic violations again in 2 different places, and all of them were just illegal parking. Either I parked somewhere that I'm not supposed to park, or didn't pay, something like that. And I found out it was the same car. So what I did again is to appeal and send them evidence. Then I now got in total, I got 6 letters from Melbourne and 2 from Cornerstone. Eventually, I had to just go to the police station, get a statutory declaration form, fill it, and then also send it to the 2 different places, City of Melbourne and then that of Cornerstone. And that helped to a large extent. And just waited for the verdicts. So eventually, all of them were being cancelled, and that's the good thing about the West. So far as you have proof, that's it. And I had proof. They listened to me, they didn't do anything about it. So I am doing this video to just help you know that you have to be careful when coming into such places. Imagine moving from a very secure country that you can leave your car outside and nothing is going to happen to it, to a place that they are just cloning plate numbers. It's there. So that's my experience. I just felt I should share it with you guys. I don't know if some of you had experienced something similar, or you had experienced some forms of things like this in not just Australia, or maybe other parts of the country, or maybe you had even experienced some forms of crime in Saudi Arabia. Just let me know in the comment section. So I'm fine now. Plate number changed, and hopefully this doesn't happen in the future. So bye.